For this part of the Enchanted Cottage, I thought we'd have a look at the Yun and just get going with it and connect it up to the internet with a simple example using the bridge and curl. Before I started, I've already installed the Arduino IDE and also a terminal tool. I've chosen Putty for this example.
One of the issues I have with the Arduino boards is that the mounting holes seem to be added as an afterthought. Look at this one at the top here, it's so close to these connectors and to the Ethernet socket that it's practically useless. If we look on the back, you can see that there's components right up to the edges of the holes, and again this makes this one here right next to the SD card socket pretty much makes these mounting holes almost impossible to use. Because the mounting holes are so close to components, I thought it'd be a good idea to use a plastic standoff for the supports, and I found this in my toolbox. It's actually designed to be used inserted into a wall and then you screw into it, but it's just the right dimension for the standoffs, and all I need to do is put a little self-tapping screw in the other side, cut a few pieces to length, and hopefully that'll get us going.
I followed the instructions to connect the Yun up to the Wi-Fi. I also changed the host name and the password. After that I switched here to this screen, which is the advanced screen, and that allows you to see the firmware and kernel versions. I tried updating the firmware using this upload page, but that didn't seem to work. So I swapped to the more conventional upgrade approach of putting the file onto the SD card. That worked well, but of course deleted all of the settings I'd set previously. What I noticed, which was a bit strange, was the version seemed to have gone backwards rather than forwards, from 383 to 338, and also the image creation date has gone forward, so that's gone from 2013 to 2014. Once I got back into the UI, I saw that it had changed quite considerably. So I looked over on the Lineneos website and they had a new version 2 dated February this year, so I thought I'd give that a go instead. That went pretty badly. I think I managed to interrupt the process halfway through. I ended up with a Yun that wouldn't boot and wouldn't respond to the 30-second key button press. So I had to follow these instructions here and reset the whole thing using a TFTP server. So that was a bit of a challenge. I followed the instructions more carefully the second time and made sure I gave it good time to finish and reboot, and up came the new UI for the admin interface. So it's got a nice little robot on the front. Not sure it's any better than the Arduino one. Time will tell. Finally, I loaded up the curl example from the Arduino site. That downloads a little text file which displays a bunch of ASCII characters on the Arduino microcontroller side. So that's all for the moment. I've obviously learned a lot about programming and flashing the Yun. Hopefully that will leave me in good stead for later in the challenge.